Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this tag video that's going to be the creator confessions tag? Content creator confessions tag. 10 seconds into the video and I'm already messing up my words, but we are gonna dig into some of these really juicy questions and I'm gonna spill all the tea about what's going on backstage, if I had any bad experience, if there's any content that I hate, and what's really going on when you are creating content here on YouTube, because that's my main thing. And if you haven't been here before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty and makeup related. Normally my videos are more about the beauty aspect of things, but today we're gonna go into more the creator aspect of things. But if you want to see some more videos on the timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. Now this tag was created by Kate the Great and Better Off Red, and I will leave their videos down below. I thought these questions were really interesting, and it's always like, listen, I love doing tags, I love answering questions, and I also love hearing other creators answer tags because I am a nosy bitch and I want to know. I want to know everything, and these questions are kind of juicy. So there are 17 questions. Wow, 17 questions. That is a lot. That is a lot. Number one is, how do you feel about the term influencer, and do you feel that you are one? I feel like the term influencer has gotten a very... I feel like... Okay, I'm saying I feel like a lot of times. My vocabulary, apparently it needs some adding to. I feel like, seriously, I don't think the term influencer necessarily need to mean influencing people to buy stuff. Yes, I want to be an influencer. I want to influence you to love your makeup, love the looks you wear. I want to influence you to try new things and try new colors. I don't necessarily want to influence you to spend your money. If you watch my channel and you feel like, I'm feeling so inspired by this, I wish I owned a blue eyeshadow, then my reviews hopefully can help you to find that eyeshadow that is best for you. Or if you're thinking, Angie and I, we have the same complexion, we have the same skin type. It seems like she's really loving this foundation. I want to help you, but when it comes to influencing, I'd love to influence you to play more with makeup and to not take it so seriously and to just try more things. So I don't mind being called an influencer, because for me, influencing doesn't necessarily have to mean influencing you to spend your money. You don't have to spend your money for me to get a paycheck. And that's how I run my channel. I also think I glued my eyes together, and that's also very ideal. How did you become a content creator? I've talked about this story way back, so I'm gonna take this short story just if you're new here, because I do have some new subscribers. This was back in 2015. Yeah, I know, me and the dinosaurs. It feels like it was so long ago, and at the same time it feels like it was like yesterday. I didn't watch YouTube. I only watched YouTube for music videos and for, I'm gonna be honest, like tactics on how to kill World of Warcraft bosses, because I was very much into World of Warcraft at this point. That was all I used YouTube for. I did not know that the beauty community was a thing, but I was following some brands on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure this was Gerard Cosmetics. I was following them and they reposted this girl that was beautiful, absolutely stunning. And I decided to follow her as well because I looked at her feed and I was like, oh, this girl has so many cute makeup looks, I really want to follow. So I followed her, and a while after that, this was in the beginning, I want to say, of 2015, she posted a picture on Instagram saying that this was up as a tutorial on her YouTube. And I had no idea that that was a thing, none whatsoever. I was literally like, people do that? People do that? So I went to YouTube, I searched the content creator's name, and I found so many of her videos, and I started watching what I thought was this tutorial. But now looking back at it, it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't, but I watched the tutorial, I watched her to the end, and at the end, the content creator said, if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. You know, like we always do, because it's so easy sometimes to watch a video and then forget to subscribe, and then it's impossible to find that creator again. That has happened to me so many times. So I had to go back to like my YouTube history and see like, when did I watch this person? I forget that all the time. And I think that's why YouTube creators say that all the time, because saying that actually, it does help if you want to get more subscribers, and I think we all do. So I found the subscribe button, I pressed the subscribe, and YouTube said, you have to be logged in. And I didn't have an account, so I actually created a YouTube account that very day to be able to subscribe to that YouTuber. And that was the first YouTuber that I ever subscribed to. That was the first beauty YouTuber I ever found. And after that, the ball just kept rolling. And pretty soon after that, I was like, this seems like so much fun. I should do this. I can do this. Why am I not doing this? Like, I had a camera. I mean, I had been modeling for years and years and years. Not like I was never like on the catwalk, but like I was doing commercials and stuff. And I was like, I have a camera. I know how to do lighting. Like, I can do this. People seem to be getting friends, and friends was not the thing that I had the most of. There was not an abundance of friends, let's put it like that. And I was like, I can meet new friends. And I was so excited. So had I not that day found that YouTuber and all the stars had aligned and I created my account and all of that, I don't know if I would have ever gotten into this. And that YouTuber was Jaclyn Hill. She was the first YouTuber I ever found. She was the first YouTuber I ever subscribed to. And I mean, all things aside, had it not been for her, I might not be here today. Because she truly inspired me to get an account, press subscribe, and to start my own YouTube channel. So yeah, I would love one day to actually like just thank her for giving me the inspiration to start my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I might not be here. What's your experience with knowing other creators in life, good or bad? Whoo! Honey, that is my very large dog sleeping on the floor. That is not my stomach. I'm not farting. It's my dog. Promise. So here's the thing. I have fairly good experiences with this. Some of my best friends right now are people that I have met throughout YouTube. People that I talk to on a daily basis, people I call my friends, people I know that if something happened in my life, I would be able to call them regardless if it had to do with makeup or YouTube. Like actual friends. But I also had some not ideal situations with friends that either turns out with time that are values, my core values just doesn't match up with their core values, and sometimes that is an absolute no and you just can't get past that. And also I had some actually quite bad experiences with content creators that has been really nice to me and then kind of bad mouthing me behind my back. And there are people that I've stopped mentioning on my channels, people's channels that I've unsubscribed to, whose videos I no longer talk to because they haven't really been that nice to me, and I don't understand that really. I guess it is a cutthroat world out there and you want to get ahead, but I don't know, maybe I'm naive. I just want us all to be friends. But sometimes it's you're not able, and I guess I've always said that I'd rather be naive than be cynical, and I think that I always let everyone in, and then sometimes you have to be like, boop, but maybe you need to go though because this is not for me. So I've mostly had good experiences, but I definitely have had some bad ones as well behind the scenes. And I don't talk about that publicly here because I don't think that I need to talk about it. At least that's not how I feel. Do you accept sponsorships and how do you feel about them? Yeah, I do. I don't really understand the aversion against sponsorships. Like in so many parts of the industry of like not just I mean like YouTube influencer content creator, not sponsorships just isn't a thing. Like I watch so many other places like gaming because I'm still very much into gaming, and like the people that do commentary or news things or all these kind of different aspects where it doesn't seem like people are frowning so much upon sponsorships, because there are several ways that you can make a living as a content creator: AdSense, sponsorships, creating your own line, or affiliate links. I have chosen to not focus too much on affiliate links because I don't want because I pay my rent like this. I don't want my paycheck to be depending on you having to buy something. I want to be able to say this sucks, don't buy it, and I'm still able to pay rent. So I mainly focus on AdSense. Like I want to get the views. The views are it's my currency, because that, and also like sponsorships, because that means that you're not paying my rent, the big brands are. And I don't mind big brands paying my rent. That's awesome. They have the money, they have the funds. That's how I like to do it. But of course I'm very picky with sponsorships. I get approached more than one time a week by brands that I'm just not interested in. I say no to a lot of sponsorships because it's either brands that I don't want to align with, products that I don't believe in, or just stuff that I don't like. And I get approached with a lot of, like, they call it PR, but what they really want is they want free sponsorships. I'm gonna do a separate video about this because it's turning me absolutely bonkers lately. But I do accept some sponsorships. I do somewhere between 20 and 30 videos a month. And my goal is to have 1 or 2 sponsored a month. And if I end up getting a couple of more, I still think like I said, I do between 20 and 30 videos a month. I don't think it's that bad if even 5 of them are sponsored. If there is a brand or a product that I truly believe in, even sometimes that I actually use and like, and it's something that I want to talk about, I don't see the problem with that as long as I'm honest and I know myself, I know my heart. But if you don't trust an influencer, of course you're not gonna trust what they promote. And I mean, of course, I'll be sad if I knew that you don't trust me, but I also think that there's been a lot of shady things going on with sponsorships, let's say like 5 years back, and I think that tainted the whole beauty community when it comes to like sponsors and affiliate links and stuff like that. Have you had an experience with a brand that's left a bad taste in your mouth? I think most creators want to say yes on this, but I guess some won't, but I definitely have. There are several brands that I don't talk about on my channel because of experience that I've had with them, either as a creator or as a customer. And I think that even as like a non-creator, as you watching this as a viewer, I bet there are brands out there that you've had a really bad personal experience with them, and for that reason you don't really want to shop from them, and it might not really have anything to do with the brand as a whole. But yeah, there are definitely brands that has been like straight up unprofessional or rude to me, and I just don't talk about them. Have I worked with a brand that's been like worked with a brand and then like, no, I haven't had any bad experiences with brands that I've worked with, but yeah, there's always like, not everyone gets along, unfortunately. How do you deal with negative comments? I try to think like this. This person that doesn't know me, if they think this about me, it has really nothing to do with me. Sometimes negative comments are like, it's not so much about me as it is about them. Like, if you're so annoyed with me that you, whatever, like, just click out. Like, I don't care. And if it's really obnoxious, I'll delete it. I will say, I love sometimes answering back, especially when it's comments with spelling errors that call me stupid. I love that. And listen, I have to. If they call me stupid and can't even spell that correctly, I have to. Okay, don't hold it against me, I have to. But I feel like this is my platform and you're leaving a comment to me. If I want to answer back, I will. But I'm never like rude back. And if you ever feel like my comment comes off rude, please just comment back again, because I probably didn't mean it that way. I feel like sometimes things do get a little bit, and I've noticed that with comments from you as well. Like, I think that you sound like you're rude, and I'm like, this is a little bit rude. And the person comes back and they're like, oh my God, I did not mean it like that at all. So I think we also need to keep that in mind sometimes on the internet, that what we think in our head and what we write out, it doesn't really come across that way when people read it in their minds and they're like, oh, that's rude, and maybe it wasn't. So for me, normally with rude comments on my channel, I try to just ignore them. And if it's someone like that leaves same negative comments again and again, I'll just hide the user, because obviously they're just hate watching, and I don't like, life is so short. Why would you do that? I will say though, I do sometimes get really good constructive feedback on my channel. Sometimes people are like, I hate your voice, and you're like, that's rude. And they're like, you can't take constructive feedback. It's not constructive. Like what am I gonna do about my voice? Like, sometimes people would want you to change the person you are, and they think that that is constructive feedback. That is not what it is. Sometimes people tell me like, oh, maybe this is mispronounced, or you shouldn't use that word, or this is the background story, or like this lighting was a little weird in this video. Sometimes really good constructive feedback, and sometimes when I see the same comment from more people, I try to look into it, because I always want my channel to be the absolute best it can be. And sometimes things get lost in my translation as well, because of course English is not my first language, and I try to do the best I can. I try to learn and be better. And I don't know. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best to like at least strive towards being a better person. But yeah, sometimes people will straight up be upset with you that you won't change the way you are as a person for their personal needs. And this is not a role. I understand that sometimes people treat this as a TV show and they're like disappointed in the character development. This is me. You can't ask me as a person to change to fit your like how you would like me to be. This is who I am, and I can't play a role on YouTube. I can't keep this up for like, what is it now, going on 7 years. I'm not that good of an actor. I'm really not a good actor at all, so I would not be able to keep that up. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to comments? I think when people write about me in third person, it's like you're writing a comment on my channel to me, and they're like writing about me in third person. But I think that maybe sometimes people only comment on bigger YouTubers and they're so used to, maybe they're really like the ones in the millions, they can't keep up with all their comments. And I read all of my comments, even though I'm not able to answer all of them because I do get several hundred comments a day. But I think that that is a weird one. I also, and this is just something for me, I do not answer comments usually. I make exceptions sometimes, but I don't answer comments that has questions that are in the description box. Like, if you didn't even open the description box to see whether or not your, like, the answer to your comment was there, I'm not gonna do it. Also, I do not answer comments that just require a simple Google search. I'm not Google. I'm not Google. Just Google it. Because like, you're asking me something that I would have to Google. Why don't you just Google it yourself? Sometimes I see like, oh, I looked in the description box and I couldn't find this info. Maybe I'm missing it. Could you help me out? I'll answer that, of course, even if it isn't the description box, because the person looked at least. I think that is like one of the pet peeves, like, just the info's right there. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, negative comments, is that a pet peeve? Like, of course, I wish that everyone loved me. Why wouldn't they? I'm adorable. But that's not reality. That's not how ways are. Sometimes people get really upset with me because I mean, I make mistakes too, and sometimes you'll make a mistake and someone will be screaming at you in caps lock and the other person will be like more constructive, and then of course I'm gonna listen to this person, and that's the part where I'm like, if you want to get your point across, just being extremely rude about it won't help. But I also think that this is also like a product of the environment that the internet is, that I think a lot of times people are so used to not being heard that they think they have to go in full force straight away. When it comes to me, you really don't have to. But this is also like, I can't help how everyone else is. Other than that, I don't know. Oh, a pet peeve of mine, trash talking other creators in my comments. I will delete it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why would you do that? If you want to do that on their platform so they can choose whether or not they want to keep it, or do it with your friends in real life, not on my platform. No. We're not trash talking other creators on my platform. That's not what we're doing. I don't like that at all. What's your favorite part of being a content creator? Oh, being able to decide for myself what I want to do. It's very flexible. I mean, I will say I work a lot. I spend more times working now than I did at my other like job when I was working at my normal desk job. I spend more times working now. Like, for instance, it's Sunday today. I usually try to not film on Sundays, but I have a lot of things coming up in a couple of weeks and I need to pre-film a little bit. So for me, I think that being able to plan myself is something that I really like. And also being able to, I'm the one responsible for this. I don't have anyone to answer to, and I'm also not relying on anyone else to help me. I do the planning, I do the filming, I do the editing, the uploading, the answering comments, the emailing, and all of that is me. My husband is back. All of that is me, and I like that. I really like being that person. So I think that is like, people will probably say time freedom, but like I said, I work more than I did before, so I don't know about that one, but yeah, I think I like that part. What's your least favorite part about being a content creator? It's really hard to plan a vacation. It's really hard to take time off without having to explain to people why you're not showing up. You guilt yourself for no reason. I think that is, for me, I think the hardest part. Like, when I was moving here, for example, I took January, like most of January, I was gonna take all of January off, but it ended up just being like half of it. And that was hard. It's really hard. Do you edit your own content? And if so, do you enjoy it? Yes, I edit all my content. I did have my husband helping me with some editing for Vlogmas last year because it was just before we moved. So he actually wasn't employed at the point. So he was helping me with some editing. But right now I'm doing all the editing myself. I could see myself getting an editor in the future. But I'm gonna be honest, most of the editors that I have talked to are very expensive. And I don't think it's worth it. And like I try to put like a time on my, like a price on my time. And the time that it takes me to edit this video, I don't think that that time is worth that price tag. That's how I feel right now. So that's the reason why I'm doing myself. And also like I do enjoy editing. I used to hate editing, but I feel like once I've gotten a little bit better at it, once I'm having some kind of a structure to it, I actually quite enjoy it. So I don't hate editing at all. I try to do like editing Mondays where I sit down and edit like 3 or 4 videos. That's something that I enjoy doing. Where do you draw the line in regards of sharing on social media? This is so hard. I've always said the more you share, the more fuel you give to people to like judge you on. And the people that share the least on social media are the people that get the least backlash, because there's nothing to criticize because they didn't give you any info. And I think in a way that's smart, but I want to be me, and I've always been an open book. I always shared, but I try not to overshare. I try not to talk too much about people that are not on social media. So I don't talk about my mom, I don't talk about my friends that are not on YouTube, I don't talk about like my ex-husband or like people that I grew up with. Like I try to not talk too much about those people and try to not talk too much about situations that doesn't just revolve around me, because like I don't want to tell somebody else's story online, especially when they're not online themselves, because that's not my choice to make. And also I try to be careful because like I said, the more you tell about yourself, the more fuel you get people to criticize you on. And I try to not share things that I am a little bit sensitive about, that I don't want to be criticized on, because I don't even want to open that door, let's say. Name one thing you wish you knew when you started out. The creation process is a lot smaller of a sliver of the full cake of time. I used to think that the filming, the editing, and the uploading part, that was the thing that took the longest time on YouTube. But the longer I've been on YouTube, sometimes I'll spend 2 entire days just doing taxes, bookkeeping, answering emails, reviewing contracts, organizing my room, talking to like different brands, setting up. That will take me days, and I'm like, I didn't film anything. And I don't think I wish I knew that, because had I known that, would I have started? I don't know. But like on the other hand, when I started, I did it to meet friends. But yeah, that is definitely something that I remember even when I was just starting out, when the creation process was still the biggest part of the process, and bigger YouTubers would say like, oh, I have so much to do. And I would be like, oh, what do you have to do? And now I'm like, send help. Is there any change you'd like to make to your content in the future? Not really. I like my content the way it is. Like I chose to have my channel this way. I like the way that it is. I will say right now I'm doing 5 videos a week, and I like doing 5 videos a week, but if I ever feel like it's getting to be too overwhelming, I would probably cut it back to 4 videos a week, because like I said, the back end is taking up more and more time from me. But I don't know if I would want anything to change. I would love to do more videos like, you know, getting out there, like going to TJ Maxx, going to Ulta, like doing those kind of stuff. Like that is something that I would like to do. I haven't really been able to do that these first months that I've been here. We just got our car, for example. So yeah, that is something that I would like to incorporate maybe in the future. What company collab is your dream? I feel like I've already done like my dream collabs. Like I did a palette with Kaleidos. That was last year. It's discontinued. I am doing a palette. Wait, let me show you. I mean, this year I did this palette with Oden side. This is the Hela palette. This is mine that's extremely well used. This one is actually restocking today as you're watching this on Tuesday, the 22nd. So I will leave some info about that down below. Of course, this is like my baby. I love it so much. I think it's wonderful. This will be the last restock. So if you wanted it, this is your time, because when it's gone, it's gone. At least that's the information that has been given to me. So, I mean, I feel like I've been able to do my dream collabs. I think if I were just to throw like something out in the universe, my dream collab would be an orange Super Shock cheek from Colourpop. I think that would be my dream. That would be something that I would love to do. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. What other creator do you admire, want to work with? There's a lot of creators that I admire, that I would love to meet and work with. Like, I am going to meet Samantha March in just a couple of days. Well, 1.5 weeks, so a little more than a couple of days. I truly admire her and her work ethics. I am talking behind the scenes with Teresa from Teresa's Dead. I would love to go visit her. Like my friends like Karen Harris and Heather Austin and Kara C. Like, there are so many that I admire, but it would be like content creators that I don't necessarily like talk to. I would love to do like a crossover, like something that's totally different. Like, I watch so much Sims content, for example. Like, what a dream it would be to be able to do something with the Sims, with someone that's like in the Sims community. That would be so much fun, because like that is something that I watch so much on YouTube. But like, other than that, like, the people are my friends. Like, I truly admire them, and I would love to work with them more in the future, like do videos with them. What kind of content do you hate? Hate is such a strong word. I don't watch drama or negative drama. Like, sometimes you need to keep yourself, like, you need to keep yourself in the know, especially when it's things that could affect you. So if something's going down and I think that this is like information that I need to know, I'll get on top of it. I'll find out what I need to know, but I don't watch drama. Because it takes, it's an energy thief. It takes my energy, it makes me sad, it doesn't give me energy, it doesn't make me feel energized and make me want to take on the day. It makes me sad. So I try to not watch drama. I also try to not watch makeup videos that are too negative, because, and it's not that I don't think a bad review, because listen, there are a lot of like thoughtful negative reviews out there that save us money, but I try to keep away from things that are too much drama, too much negativity. And I also, like, these are not things that I hate, but things that I don't watch are panning content, because I don't try to pan my makeup. Like, sometimes I do. Like, look at this one, look at this NYX powder, look at that. That's intense. Like, sometimes I pan my makeup, of course, like we all do, but I don't go in with an intent to pan my makeup, and that is not content that I like watch myself. I don't watch any of, like, you know, the Jake Paul or the Tana or any of those kind of content, because it's just stressful and it just annoys me. So there's a lot of content that I don't watch, but I just try to be mindful with my time. Like, what am I putting my time into? Is it giving me energy or is it taking energy? Because life is short and I don't have time to watch stuff that is just going to bring me down. And then the last question is, have you ever had to deal with cancel culture? And if so, how? I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, of course, I've like used the wrong words sometimes, or I've said something that I had to, like, oh, I didn't know that that was what it meant in English, or I didn't know like the full extent of like a situation or something, or I maybe talked about a brand that I didn't know exactly what they have done. Like, you know, I don't keep, like I said, I don't keep up with drama, so sometimes you miss stuff. But I always, everything I say, it's never with an intent doing like, oh, I don't care about that. I don't care how you feel, because I hate making people sad. So I always try to, like, when people point it out, like I said, you are always so helpful with helping me like move on and be better and like all of these things. So when I do learn about something like that, I always try to learn more about the situation, listen to what you have to say. And I mean, I'm not always perfect with that either, but I do my best. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And I don't feel like I've really been involved in any situation that's been like really like that. I mean, there's always going to be people that thrive on trying to take people down, and I'm sure that there have been situations like that around me. But like I said, I don't Google my name, I don't watch gossip forums, I don't try to search videos with my name on YouTube. So if that is so, then that is so. I know who I am, and for me that is the most important. And if someone truly has constructive feedback for me, the best thing you can do is just tell me, to be honest, because I'm not impossible, I promise. And I think that was everything for this video. Please let me know what you think about these questions. Is there something like that you would have wanted to be added to these questions? And I'm so intrigued to see who does this tag, which peoples are gonna like answer it, because I feel like these were really little saucy questions, and I cannot wait to see the answers. I will of course link both Kate the Great and Better Off Red down below so you can check them out and their videos. I thought they were both really nice, and I think that was everything. Don't forget the restock is happening today. I will leave some info in the description box, maybe even a pinned comment. I just don't want anyone to miss it, because I remember there are a lot of people upset when they missed the restock of Kaleidos, and I'm just letting you know it's happening today. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow for a new video. I hope you're having a good day. Bye!